Today, we're going to conduct an engineering case study of Embraer. Now, for anyone in the aerospace field, that name is synonymous with a very particular kind of success. You see, this is a company that emerged from well outside the traditional manufacturing ecosystems to become a true global leader. So in this analysis, we're going to dissect the engineering philosophy and the business strategy that enabled that ascent. We'll examine the core competencies that really define the company and how those same principles are now being applied to shape the future of aviation. Our analysis is going to proceed in 4 parts. First, we'll begin with the company's origins and the pressures that really forged its engineering culture. Then, we'll examine its product history and the philosophy behind it. Third, we'll analyze the operational systems that ensure a disciplined program execution. And finally, we will look at how these established strengths are being leveraged for the next generation of sustainable aviation. To understand Embraer's strategic DNA, you really have to start at its origins. The company wasn't founded within an established aerospace hub. It was a national project in Brazil. And that context, that reality of being an outsider, it's fundamental to every strategic decision that followed. It created a very unique and, frankly, a very resilient engineering culture. Embraer was established back in 1969 as a state enterprise, and its early years were focused on foundational turboprops. The critical inflection point, though, came in 1994 with its privatization. Now, this was not simply a change in ownership, it was a fundamental shift in culture. It introduced the capital, yes, but more importantly, it injected the market-focused discipline that was absolutely required to compete on a global scale. Right from its inception, Embraer had to confront a difficult reality. The domestic market in Brazil was just not sufficient to sustain a major aircraft manufacturer. What this meant was that exporting wasn't a strategy for growth, it was a condition for survival. This outward-facing necessity shaped everything that followed: its design philosophy, its rigorous approach to international certification standards, and its global partnerships. So now let's turn to the product portfolio itself. Embraer's reputation wasn't built on pursuing unproven, bleeding-edge technologies. Instead, its success is rooted in a philosophy of developing practical, highly reliable, and eminently certifiable aircraft, all optimized for the specific operational and economic needs of its customers. The company's activities are strategically diversified across 3 core segments: commercial, executive, and defense. This structure gives it significant resilience against the market cycles you see in any single sector. And while the commercial jets are certainly the most visible, its defense and executive programs are technologically advanced and highly capable platforms in their own right. To really appreciate the scale of this operation, just consider that Embraer has delivered over 9,000 aircraft to more than 100 countries. For a manufacturer that began outside the traditional aerospace centers of North America and Europe, this represents a truly substantial and impressive global industrial footprint. And within that total, the E-Jets program is the real standout success. With over 1,800 aircraft delivered, this family effectively redefined the regional market. It created an entirely new segment, bridging that gap between the smaller 50-seat regional jets and the larger single-aisle aircraft. This is the program that really cemented Embraer's dominance in the sub-150-seat category. So what is the engineering model that makes this possible? Well, Embraer functions as a master system integrator. You can think of it as the architect and the prime contractor for the entire aircraft. The company doesn't try to design and build every single component. Instead, it focuses on its core competencies: overall aircraft design, aerodynamic performance, final assembly, and, critically, certification. It then integrates complex, best-in-class subsystems from a global network of expert suppliers. This brings us from the product to the process. You see, an aircraft is only as good as the system that builds it. Embraer's ability to consistently deliver complex programs is really underpinned by a deeply ingrained set of management systems and a culture that's focused on operational discipline. At the core of its operational model is something called the Embraer Enterprise Excellence Program, or P3E. Since 2007, this program has embedded the principles of lean manufacturing, a philosophy focused on maximizing value by systematically eliminating waste across the entire organization. A key pillar of this is Kaizen, the Japanese concept of continuous incremental improvement, which is now just a fundamental part of the company's DNA. Guiding the daily operations within this system is the SQDC framework. What this does is establish a very clear, non-negotiable hierarchy of priorities. First, and always first, is safety of both people and the product. Second is quality. Third is delivery on schedule. And only then, fourth, is cost. Now, this isn't just a slogan, it is a practical management tool used every single day on the factory floor to guide problem solving and ensure that those first principles are never compromised. That system integrator model we discussed is made possible through risk-sharing partnerships with its Tier 1 suppliers. The strategic calculus here is quite clear. It allows Embraer to reduce its own capital investment and to accelerate development timelines. It also provides direct access to the most advanced specialized technology from global experts, which creates a more capable and a more resilient supply chain. Above everything else, I would say the defining characteristic of Embraer's engineering culture is a rigorous, unyielding focus on certification. From a flight test and a systems engineering perspective, this is paramount. The entire development lifecycle is structured to meet and, in fact, exceed the most stringent global regulatory requirements for safety, performance, and reliability. This discipline, this is the bedrock of the reputation. So that brings us to the present and to the future. The next great challenge for the entire aerospace industry is, of course, sustainability. Embraer is now applying its decades of hard-won experience to this very challenge, leveraging its historical strengths to develop the next generation of platforms. The company is pursuing this on two primary fronts. Through its subsidiary Eve Air Mobility, it is developing an electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, an eVTOL, for the emerging urban air mobility market. And concurrently, its Energia program is a technology initiative exploring a whole range of concepts for future regional aircraft, including hybrid electric, hydrogen fuel cell, and hydrogen-burning propulsion systems. Now, the key point here is that these future-facing projects are not some departure from Embraer's core identity. They are a natural evolution. The company is applying its time-tested competencies as a master systems integrator and a certification expert to a new class of vehicles and propulsion systems. The engineering playbook remains the same: a methodical, end-to-end development process, a relentless focus on maintainability and lifecycle costs, and, of course, the complex task of integrating novel technologies. And most critically, they are bringing their deep institutional knowledge of navigating complex and evolving certification pathways to these new frontiers in aviation. And this leads us to the central question for Embraer's future. You see, the greatest challenges for technologies like eVTOLs and hydrogen aircraft are not solely technical, they are regulatory. The key variable for success will be whether Embraer's well-established culture of certification discipline can effectively navigate the entirely new regulatory frameworks that these disruptive technologies will absolutely require. Their future, and a significant part of sustainable aviation's future, may very well depend on it.